Hi everyone, this is Access Chapter 13, Training Movie Number 2. So we left off with Step 3, so we're picking up with Step 4. So it says place your insertion point. So we're in the VB code in our Access project where we converted the macro. So there's some code that was already there and now we're doing our own. So we just added this line that declares this participant dialog variable as an object. And now what we're going to do, place the insertion point in the line above the line of code that oh, we already did that one. Let's get that yellow so I don't redo it. All right, type set participant. Okay, so it's going to be under here. We're going to do set participant dialog. That's that variable we just established, equal to application dot file. And notice how the system tries to help you. As you start typing, it'll bring up, so this is what I want, so I can just hit tab and it'll fill that in for me so I don't have to keep typing. Parentheses, MSO, file, and then look, here's file picker, folder picker, dialog open. So I want that. I'm going to click on that. If I hit tab, it will fill that up. And then I get this Visual Basic for applications that tells me, hey, this library is not currently in this project. So I do want to add the reference to the library now so it's there so I can use it. So I'm going to click yes. So now the system knows to load that. Those pieces when you're in this code. So we have MSO file dialog box open, and I want to close my parentheses and then enter, just to give me some space. All right, so all we've done here is we've set this variable, this bucket, if you will, and we're saying, hey, it's going to be an object, all right, as opposed to it being like text or a button. It's going to be an object. And this set statement is then filling that object with this. So we're saying it's going to be a dialog, a file dialog box, okay? And we're going to open it. That's what we're doing with it. Okay, so we can come over here and we can do the 5. All right, now 6. With participant dialog, press enter. Okay, so we're going to 1, 2, so with, and if you look at page 681, it talks about using the with statement. So it says with statement allows for an efficient way of using several methods or setting multiple properties on a single object, okay? So when you want to do several actions or set several different things, let's just take it back to, like, let's say in Word, you want to do bold and italics and underline and change the font. You want to do all of those things on the same set of text. Then you select it, right, and then you just keep picking those different properties that you're changing. Well, this is along the same lines. By using the with, we can do multiple actions, multiple property changes on it. Okay, so we're going to say with participant dialog, enter, tab. We're going to do, okay, so we're going to do that. All right, set the title property to display the select new participant list. So first of all, let's figure out how do we do this set statement, right? So title is the property, right? So I'm going to come over here and I am going to put a period and then, oops, I already had the period in there, sorry. Title equals, and then what I want it to say. So select new participant lists and close my parentheses. So if we think about over in Access, and we bring up a property window, one of the things we can do, right, is we can set the label, we can set the underlying object, we can change the color, we can change a border. So that's what we're doing here. So the property that we're changing is the title. We're saying for this dialog box, the title, or what's going to be up here in the little bar, is going to say select new participant list. Okay, then we're going to do the allow multi-select equal true. Okay, so the allow multi-select will allow users to select multiple files to import. Okay, because we're opening this dialog box. It's going to be a file, right? That's what we're going to do. This is going to be at the top of the dialog box. This is going to allow somebody to pick more than one file. Okay. If you look in page 682, inside the little troubleshooting, it says inside the with statement, be sure to type a period character before the method or property you are working with. So that's why we title and allow select property, the method, we're setting it. Okay, so we have set multi-select. Okay, press backspace to align the insertion point. Oh, mine's aligned fine. So we're gonna do a 7's done. Now let's go, hey, insert an if. Okay, so remember, ifs are binary decisions. So you have a condition, and that condition can either be evaluated as true, or that condition can be evaluated as false. So an if statement will check the value of something and do maybe one thing if it's true and maybe do nothing if it's false, or do something if it's true and do something else if it's false. Do one path for true, one path for false. So on this one, we're going to do after, oh, right here. Okay, so we're going to do back at the sorry. So I hit enter and then I go to the very edge. Okay, but I like it out there. Okay, so if show equals true, then, right, so if the value of the show property, so here we have dot show, is true, type then and press enter and press tab to indent the code. Okay, so if it's true, then we're going to go in here and indent. Okay, so we're done with 8, and I just did it because it's so second nature to me. Sorry, guys. All right, so now we're going to create a variable named import file name. So when we are creating variables, we're setting up those buckets, we begin it with dim. Right? We're dimensioning it, we're setting it up. Dim import file name as, and then you have to tell it what kind of bucket it is. What kind of stuff is going to go in that bucket. And it's going to be a variant. Okay? So for right now, let's just go with variant and then we'll talk about it later. Okay? So what's going to happen is this variable that we're setting up called import file name will contain the file names that the user inputs to be imported. Okay, so that's all we're doing there. Click before the do command statement and highlight the 2 lines of code. Okay, press tab. So we're going to tab twice to import it. Oh no, that's not, I don't like that. You know what, we're going to leave it there because we're going to put a 4 in there. Okay, so we're done here. Don't worry about it right now. Before I end, I'll show you where everything needs lined up. Okay, Oh, we're not done. Click after the last argument of the do command statement and press enter and then backspace. So now we're going to do else. And I really want my else back here. Else, tab, message box, you canceled the import. So this is just a message that's going to happen if the person actually all right. So, oh, I'm over time. Okay, I'll stop and explain it on the next movie.